Welcome to Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, everyone. I'm Azure for Otakurabumon, and let's start the game. Right off from the start, we are given a choice between these three items. This will determine our starting stats for the game. By picking the sword, you're guaranteed to have maximum strength. And depending on if you choose to give up the rod or give up the shield, it will determine whether we have higher defense or maximum AP at the end of the game at level 100. By choosing the shield to keep, you're guaranteed maximum defense and the maximum amount of item slots that your character can use. And by picking the rod to keep, we are guaranteed to have the maximum amount of MP and the maximum amount of AP. Since MP isn't too hard to get, and since our defense ain't too bad, it won't be too much of a difference between picking the shield to keep or not. We'll be starting out with keeping the sword, since most of our damage should be coming from physical attacks using our weapons. So the higher our strength stat, the more damage we'll end up doing. Now for the other part, we'll be giving up the shield, because AP is slightly more important than a little bit more defense. Because AP allows us to equip skills that we learn at later levels. And defense we can always make up by using stat increasing items. And in case that's not the form you want to take and you end up changing your mind, it gives you an option at the end to change what you pick. All the stats I was talking about when choosing all those is base stats without any increased items. For these, basically, you just kill one and they all run away. Let's see, a few more things to note about the form that we picked, as they say. Since we gave the shield, our defense at level 1 starts at 1. Another thing is, depending on the weapon you start out with, it determines the order at which we learn different skills. The one thing that they do different for all these things is that depending on which one you pick, the order of the skills themselves will be different, not the level at which you learn each one, for the most part. As an example, at level 6, you will still be learning a skill for any 3 weapon that you pick to keep, but the skills that you pick are sliding dash for the people who pick the sword, slap shot for people who pick the shield, and stun impact for people who pick the rod. These skills I will explain in greater detail once we actually learn them. And don't let that message right there fool you. This part they basically want you to screw around and learn, because, you know, if you just push it, it doesn't do anything. What they want you to do is they want you to attack it. When you destroy it, an iron pops out. This one, it tells you you can lock on objects like I did, and you can switch them with L2, but obviously doing that doesn't continue on. What they want you to do is they want you to come over to the barrel, lift it up, and that's it. Now we can continue on. As I said, you press the touchpad and you can look around with the left stick, but that's all it is, just to look around. Maybe if you want to use it to view the scenery, which I'll admit does look good for this game, you can go and do that, but otherwise there's not much point in it. This part of the tutorial right here is to determine the experience gain you get throughout the game. There will be 3 options when you talk to all 3 of these Final Fantasy characters. The top one will lead you to the Dawn rule, if you pick all 3 at the top. Essentially what that is the easy early level path, where for the first 40 levels you'll gain experience. Well, you won't gain experience, you'll need less experience to level up fast for the first 40 levels. Then, after that, you'll end up having to grind a bit more for the later levels. If you pick the middle option for all 3 questions, you will be at the midday path, which is the normal path for just any RPG experience grinding. And if you pick all the options as the last one, then you'll have to grind a little bit early on to get up to level 40. Once you do, you need a whole lot less experience. The experience gain is nearly, I think, over 100,000 experience difference. So we'll talk to Waka first. Basically every interaction will essentially come from using the triangle button, so get used to using it a lot. What do I want out of life? I want to be strong. Titus, what am I afraid of? Not much, but I guess if I had to pick one, it would be being indecisive. And what's most important to me? No, it's not being number 1. obviously, as you all know me very well, it's definitely not friendship, because screw friendship. It's all about my prized possessions. Yes, it is such a big deal. I want to be strong. I'm afraid of being indecisive. I like to collect neat things. That sounds about right. My adventure begins in the dead of night, or the shorter version being dusk. Sounds good. Step forward a little bit, and it tells us about the options. No, you can't do it in the middle of all this. Sorry to tell you. That essentially is telling you that you can use the options menu to do different things like equip different weapons, change up your items, change option settings, and that you cannot open up the menu, of course, in the middle of a battle. As I said before, since we are at 1 defense at level 1, we do not really want to get hit. Even though like, these guys don't do too much damage for what's coming up next, we want to try to stay at full health. I mean, they all drop health orbs anyway whenever you kill them. And also save point right here, as you will see once it pops up. Just touching it fully recovers all HP and MP. Right now we don't have to worry about MP because we don't have magic. So you press triangle, open up the save menu straight away, and you save your progress just like that. And the normal save often little warning, which on this difficulty you do want to save often because enemies hit hard and it's gonna be one heck of a journey for all of us. One thing that you guys have not seen yet is actually what I picked for the beginning of the game. When you start a new game, it asks you to pick a difficulty and a few other options, the options being camera and if you want rumble on. The difficulty I picked, let's see if I can find it around here. It's not in that. Isn't config? Yes, difficulty. Final Mix Proud. This is the hardest difficulty in the game. And this is how we will be going on for the entire game. So we'll go ahead and save. We will override this one. This was my old Let's Play file, which previous videos did not work out too well. So hopefully this will be a whole lot better. Here's hoping. Now we take this floating path all the way up here onto Belle's face, basically. In this bit right here, they're trying to be they're trying to be deep with what they're saying. Now here's our first boss fight. Unlike most beginning boss fights, this one you don't have to beat. you can lose at this and still continue on in the game. If you complete an entire combo on his head, it gives you 2 extra experience for tactical bonus. No, I don't want his hand. I'm gonna be going purely for his head. That way we can gain the extra experience to level up fast. Now if I can get lucky and get up on his hands before he finishes. Okay, there's our first level up. Each level, just like with the skills, they will increase 1 stat as seen right there for every level. The way that the item at the end determines which stats increase more is it changes the amount that each stat increases for each level. Nope, can't finish it off right there. As you can see now, because of that 1 level, instead of taking 3 entire hits to kill those small things, it only takes 2. This form of this boss only has these 2 attacks. And they can get annoying, as you can see right there. Go and heal up real quick. We'll be able to grind potions later. We're not going to be doing too much actual grinding. Maybe get 5 potions max to begin with. Right now I'm just waiting for him to slam his fist back down. Come on. Stop walking in place. There we go. I can guarantee that we will beat him this round of attacks. If I went and killed the 3 shadows that he spawned first, then we might have leveled up again. Or if I didn't accidentally hit his hand a few times, then we would have leveled up again. Maybe, maybe not.
Give me a break, Kyrie. Sorry, you lazy bum. I knew that I'd find you snoozing down here.
No, this huge black thing swallowed me up. I couldn't breathe, I couldn't...
Are you still dreaming?
It wasn't a dream. Or was it? I don't know. What was that place? So bizarre.
Yeah, sure.
Say, Kyrie, what was your hometown like? You know, where you grew up?
I've told you before. I don't remember.
Nothing at all?
Nothing.
You ever want to go back?
Well, I'm happy here.
Really?
But you know, I wouldn't mind going to see it.
I'd like to see it too. Along with any other worlds out there. I want to see them all.
So what are we waiting for?
Hey! Aren't you guys forgetting about me? So, I guess I'm the only one working on the raft. And you're just as lazy as he is.
So you noticed. Okay, we'll finish it together. I'll race you.
Huh?
What? Are you kidding?
Ready? Go!
Okay, let's go ahead and talk to Kyra here. Find out what we gotta get. Yeah, I heard ya. Okay, so we need logs, rope, and cloth. Well, all that we'll have to wait until the next episode. So, we're gonna head inside the shack here, use the save point, and we will call that a game. So, I'm gonna go ahead and save it. And I hope this video turns out a whole lot better for everyone than all my other last videos. And I hope to see you all again. Bye.